Pick a number from 1 to 10 and walk by with it. Winning number is 9. Pick a number from 1 to 5. Winning number is 4. Pick a number from 1 to 2. Winning number that time is 1. The lottery, if you want to buy a ticket, they're $5 million each. Bring me a 10, I'll give you 2. $5 million each. Redeem at the end of class. Don't scan them now. Homework check. If you have your homework from the last time we were here, walk through here with it. The homework answers. We had a total of 5 problems. I need to see 1 through 3 up here now. Number 1 is 5.4 and 101 pi over 90. Number 2 is 4.5 and 27 pi over 20. 3 is 5.4 and 73 pi over 45. Number 4 is 5.4 and 169 pi over 90. Number 5 is 10 and 323 pi over 180. Bring up your extra credit answers. Number 1 is 7.6 and 203 pi over 180. Number 2 is 7 pi over 4. 4.2 and 7 pi over 4 should be number 2. And 3 is 337 pi over 180, and the radius value on that should be 7.6. Extra credit problem number 3 is what we're doing now. EC3. Right triangle, and now we have to find theta, which goes all the way around to here, so we're going to do 360 minus this value here when we find it. That should be inverse tangent of 3 over 7. When we do that on the calculator, inverse tangent 3 over 7 rounds to 23. So we're going to need 360 minus 23, and that comes out to be 337. So that's where we came up with the 337 pi over 180. And now you have to find the r value, which would be 7 squared plus 3 squared, and then the square root of that answer. 7.6. 7.6 and 337 pi over 180. Extra credit number 2, 3 negative 3. So it's going to be in this quadrant, over 3 down 3. Make a triangle. This distance is 3, this distance is 3. Don't waste your time with inverse tangent. If both legs of a right triangle are the same, it's what kind of a triangle? 45, 45, 90, which means this is going to be 45 degrees. So 360 minus 45 is 315. That you would put over 180 with a pi beside it. And then do the radius, and don't waste your time squaring stuff on that, because in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is square root of 2 times one of the legs. So just do the square root of 2 and then times 3. Comes out to be 4.2. But you have to simplify this. 15 goes into both of those. So if you do 315 divided by 15, you get 21 over 12. If you cut them down by 15, and 3 will go into 21 7 times and into 12 4 times. Phone alert, extra credit coming up shortly. Objectives for today. Your objective is going to be to convert. Convert polar to rectangular. Polar to rectangular. Extra credit number 1. Example number 1. Negative 5 and 3 pi over 4. Negative 5 and 3 pi over 4. Find 3 pi over 4. Where is that at? What quadrant? Second quadrant. It's right here. You found that, but the radius is negative 5. Whenever you have a negative radius, what you're going to do is this. Instead of putting your point here on this spoke, you're going to follow it all the way through, like this, and go 5 in the opposite direction. So your point is really 7 pi over 4. Though it's written and given to you like this to start with. Now once you find that, then you go back through and do what we've done before, which is to make the right triangle and then solve for your coordinates and such. So you know that this has to be y, this is x, in here we have theta. Remember that the value for x is r cosine theta, and then for the value for y is r sine theta. Now what degree measurement is theta? Each one of these spokes is how much? So it's what? 45. If theta is 45, this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which means x and y are going to be what? The same, yes, they will be the same. Now don't forget, we have to find the radius on this, which is 5. That's from the point that's given to us, so substitute 5 in for r in each case. And just to verify what we have here, x is adjacent to theta, and you know the hypotenuse, that's why it's cosine. Y is opposite, and then you use hypotenuse, that's why it's sine. So plug it in and do cosine 45 and then multiply by 5 to come back with 3.5. X equals 3.5. What does y equal? 3.5. Don't waste your time with the work. It's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Now what's left to do? There's one more thing left to do, which is what? What quadrant are we in? Fourth quadrant. So what are the signs? Y is negative, yes. So it's 3.5x and negative 3.5 for the y. Any questions on that? Example number 2. Here's negative 2 and 7 pi over 12. Negative 2, 7 pi over 12. What quadrant is 7 pi over 12 in? It's in the second quadrant. It's right here. But you have a negative 2. So instead of using this spoke, you're going to follow it down to here and use that. Go out 2 on that one. We will zoom in on this and solve for the rest of it. Here is your triangle. The radius is 2. This is x. This is y. Now, according to our graph here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different items in there. Actually 5. 5 different slices of the pie, which means the degree here is what? 75 degrees, yes. So to solve for x, we'll have x equals 2 cosine 75. And for y, that is 2 sine 75. For x, do cosine 75 first, and then multiply by 2. Come back with 0.5. X equals 0.5. And for y, we'll do sine 75. And then multiply by 2 to get 1.9. Any of these negative? The y, yes. Practice problem number 1. The problem is -6 and 4 pi over 3. -6, 4 pi over 3. Work that one out and bring it up. The solution for the practice problem. 4 pi over 3 is in what quadrant? The third one, but it's -6, so we follow this all the way through, and I believe 6 is out here all the way to the end. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, it's all the way out there. So we'll zoom in so we can write easily. Here's the triangle, and the right angle. This is 6, this is x, this is y. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. That means this angle is 60. Therefore, I'll change color so we can see this a little easier. X equals 6 cosine 60, and y equals 6 sine 60. Cosine 60 times 6 gives me a value of 3 for x. And then sine 60 times 6 is 5.2. What are the signs? They're both positive, yes. Pick a number from 1 to 3 while we give everybody else some time. The bonus answer is 2. Here's another bonus while we give some more time. Bonus number was 3. Practice problem number 2. -5 and 7 pi over 6. The solution for the practice problem: 5x, y, this is 30, and x is 5 cosine 30, and y is 5 sine 30. It's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so you could do the 30, 60, 90 techniques, which is the short side is half of the hypotenuse, and then you'll have short side times square root of 3 to get the long side. We'll see if that works out. Grace is looking at me like I'm speaking Chinese. So here's what we'll do. We'll do cosine 30 first, and then do times 5, and come up with 4.3. 4.3 for x, and then for y we have to do sine 30. And then multiply by 5, and it comes out to be 2.5, which is exactly half of the hypotenuse, yes. For the 30, 60, 90, this is the short leg. The short leg is equivalent to half of the hypotenuse. The side across from the 60-degree angle is the long leg. It's equal to short leg times square root of 3. And of course the hypotenuse is going to be twice the short leg, so that'll save you some time in the future so you don't have to do sine and cosine for these. Pick a number from 1 to 3 while we wait on everybody else to finish. The bonus number was 1. Pick another number from 1 to 3 while we give everybody some time. Bonus number was 2. Example number 5. 6 and pi over 2. 6 pi over 2. Where is pi over 2? What quadrant? It's on which axis? The y-axis. Yeah, so this is pi over 2. And then this is the point here, 6. You have no work to do because think of this as a rectangular coordinate plane. How far to the left or right do I have to go from the origin to match up with that dot? 0, none. So I would put 0, and then how far up do I go? There's your answer. You're finished. Example number 6. 4 and pi. 4 and pi. Pi is the x-axis, and here is the 4. Now how far left or right do I have to go first from the origin to get to that dot? negative 4, and how far up or down am I going? There's your answer. 3 pi over 2. This is 3 pi over 2, and this is 3. How far left or right? 0. How far down? Negative 3. There's your answer. Come up here and pick up an exit slip. There is no homework tonight.